A psychologist and family therapist, Sayal-Bennett. Very good morning to you.
Morning.
If you have been separated from your children for 10 years and you hope to somehow have a legal remedy which enables you to see them again, what effect does that have on those children, their new family, you and the children you have had subsequently?
Well, which question shall I answer first?
I mean, the point is,
well,
it's incredibly
it's very complicated,
sensitive, isn't it?
And it's very tragic for everybody involved. Whether you're the biological parents or the adoptive parents, you're going to go through a whole gamut of emotions, from anger, loss, regret, and for the child, there are going to be so many emotional repercussions as well, really.
Particularly in this case as well, because one of the youngsters was 5.
Exactly.
So they will have clear memories, you'd have thought, of their biological parents. And also you then hope that they were now happy with the new home. I mean, that takes some unravelling, doesn't it?
It does. It's just incredibly traumatic. I mean, attachment, you know, is a bond between the child, the caretaker. It's even sort of biologically coded. And when you rupture those ties, it can really have long-term consequences.
So is it best to leave the children with the adoptive parents, psychologically? Would that what you be advising?
I just think you have to do it case by case. I think, you know, I think we have to keep the best interests of the child. You know, that's paramount.
That everyone
really
is interested in the child.
I know,
that's the thing,
and it's
isn't
just
it? And
so
it's actually
hard.
finding a way to move forward.
I know. I mean, I think there can be something called open adoption. I think if the parents put sort of love and compassion above everything and the best interests of the child, there might be a way with mediation, with counselling, that maybe, and this does happen, you know, all 4 parents can be involved in the upbringing of the child.
I suppose that brings me back to my very first question, which is that a way for, as it's going to be, you know, so disruptive for every single party involved, I wonder whether in your experience that has happened after such a long gap.
I think it can happen. I think it can be a good way forward, but I think it requires a lot of support for the parents, for the child.
And do you know of cases where that's
I do
happened?
know of a couple of cases where that's happened,
Okay.
where all the parents have been involved long-term in bringing up the child. And actually, that's a beautiful result, really.
Sayal-Bennett, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.